What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's discuss Monday Night Raw for October the 16th, 2023. A pretty decent show for the most part. I enjoyed most of the show, if we're being honest. There were some parts of the show that I was like, not really. But for the most part, the show was okay. So we kick the show off with Sami Zayn. He welcomes us to the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. He says he has to be honest with us. It feels a little bit weird. Coming up by himself, he puts over Kevin Owens. Now he misses him. Sami Zayn says he has a lot of mixed emotions right now. He said that he's excited. He's excited for Kevin Owens, but he's also excited for himself. And he says that Kevin Owens is going to do huge things on SmackDown. Sami Zayn says that he's excited for himself because he gets to do something he hadn't done in a while. That's stand on his own 2 feet and show the whole world what I've known inside of me for years and years, and that is Sami Zayn is a world heavyweight champion level superstar. And then he cuts to Jey Uso. He said the reason why Kevin Owens is on SmackDown is because of the arrival of Jey Uso. Sami Zayn says that he's struggling a little bit. He's struggling with the fact that it took our entire lives to reach the highest of highs when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens won the tag titles at WrestleMania and the main evented WrestleMania. He said they had to deal with the Judgment Day nonsense for the last 6 months. It felt like 8, if we're being honest. And then he thanked the fans for having his back through thick and thin. Then insert the Judgment Day. Oh my God. So Finn Balor gets on the mic and says that nobody should be kicking off the season premiere of Monday Night Raw, but the Judgment Day. Then Damian Priest says his little... Damian Priest then says, it feels like we've got these thorns on our side forever, but I'm happy to say that one has been removed. And then he poked fun at Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Then Rhea gets on the mic, said that we talked about this, forget about Drew, focus on tonight. So Don gets on the mic and said the mommy's going to tear Shayna apart, put the whole women's division back on notice. So Rhea says that the Judgment Day is going to bring back the tag titles. But before they do that, they notice something, that Sami Zayn's looking kind of lost. And that, it's funny, back in the day, Judgment Day would recruit lost superstars and give them direction. We tried to do that with Jey Uso, but when it comes to you, we have different plans. We want to get rid of you permanently. So they surround the ring, and then Jey Uso comes around with 2 steel chairs, and then the Judgment Day, they scurry off. So I'm fine with this. This is fine, but I'm tired of the whole Judgment Day. I'm tired of it. Like, the faction kind of needs to end. We kind of need to move past that. I'm over them. I really am. Moving on. So we get a backstage Shinsuke Nakamura promo. So Nakamura says, Ricochet, boss count anywhere. Whose decision? You or Adam? Whatever. You're a fly or a mosquito. You're like a fly or a mosquito. So I am going to smash you like a bug on the dirty floor. Moving on. So Jey Uso, he's backstage. He wants to know if Sami Zayn is good. Sami says that he needs some space right now. He wants to be happy for Jey, and he appreciates having his back. But at the same time, it should have been Kevin Owens who saved him. But it's not. But he's not here anymore because of Jey. Jey has everything going for him, but Sami has nothing. Jey didn't know if Sami felt like that. He has Sami's back, but it is what it is, Oos. And Sami Zayn proceeds to apologize to Jey. And then Sami asks Jey if they're good. Jey says, yeet. So I do like that. Great stuff there. Moving on. So I think what they're going to do with Sami Zayn is they're probably going to be have him be the one to dethrone Gunther. I think that would be great. If not, maybe he can feud with Seth Rollins after Seth Rollins has his feud with Drew McIntyre. But they're probably going to put Sami Zayn in that upper mid-card spot on Raw. And, that's probably what he's going to be going forward. First match of the night, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricochet in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Nakamura gets the win via the Kinshasa for the 1, 2, 3. Great match there. There was one spot in the match where the two of them fought in the crowd, and Ricochet did a shooting star press. That was fucking awesome. I'm surprised the crowd didn't chant holy shit during that, but it was great. He did a shooting star press off the balcony. That was tremendous. There was one part in the match where Nakamura also threw popcorn in Ricochet's face. I thought that was funny too. So yeah. Moving on. But we already saw the Nakamura and Ricochet feud anyway. I feel bad for Nakamura, but it is what it is. Moving on. So Chelsea Green, she pokes fun at Tegan Nox and Casey Square backstage. Tegan says that she learned a lot from her match with Becky Lynch. Tegan wants to know how long she can hide behind Piper Niven before she slaps Chelsea Green in the face. All right. Moving on. We get a Imperium vignette, a really badass Imperium vignette showcasing Gunther. Loved it. Moving on. Piper Niven versus Natalya. Didn't watch it. Didn't care about it. Piper Niven gets the win. Post-match, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green beat down Natalya. Tegan Nox comes in to make the save. And then both Tegan Nox and Natalya tee off on Piper Niven. And then Piper Niven scurries out. And I'm just like, oh my God. TJ Wilson, can you please impregnate Natty? Please, TJ. I'm begging you, man. Please, bruh. Impregnate her so she can be gone for a good year and a half. A good 2 years. Please. I am so tired of Natalya. My God. Can she be a backstage producer, a coach, something? Just something to where she doesn't have to be on my television every damn week. Damn, I'm so tired of Natalya. My God. Ridiculous, man. Ugh. Moving on. So Damian Priest, he's still fixated on Drew McIntyre. Rhea Ripley says that she's been handling Judgment Day business. Dominic wants to know if Mommy needs him at ringside tonight during a match with Shayna Baszler. Rhea says that she can handle Shayna Baszler on her own. Tonight's objective is to show to the WWE Universe who exactly runs Monday Night Raw. Who cares? Moving on. So we have a really good promo involving Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. So Seth Rollins welcomes us to the season premiere of Monday Night Rollins. He said that we had a hell of a season finale just last week. And then he mentions Drew McIntyre, hell of a guy. Seth Rollins says that he wants me at 100%, a good guy, right? Then I got jumped by Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre didn't do a damn thing. I'm a bit confused by it. So then Seth Rollins says that he has a lot of questions. He says, guys, I can't answer those questions. Drew McIntyre is the only person who can answer these questions. So Drew, consider this an invitation and come out and join us on the season premiere of Monday Night Rollins. So Drew gets on the mic and says that Seth, the part where I want you to close to 100% as possible for our match at Crown Jewel, that involves things like not standing in the middle of the ring. We're going to get jumped. It's funny. Not that I'm going to babysit you for the next couple of weeks. And then Seth Rollins responds, Drew, I appreciate that. Very kind of you. But there's one thing I've proven over the last few years is that last few months is I can handle business on my own. So Drew responds by saying, I think everyone knows that he can handle business on his own. Clearly you got something on your mind, so elaborate. So then Seth Rollins then tells one of the guys in the production truck in the back to roll the footage. So we see a conversation with Ricochet and Adam Pearce, but when you zoom into the background, it's Rhea Ripley trying to talk to Drew McIntyre. And then he calls Drew McIntyre handsome. So Seth Rollins says that Drew is very large, muscular, and ruggedly handsome. He looks a little Scottish to me. Care to elaborate? So Drew McIntyre immediately says that he's not thirsty creep like Jey Uso. He said that Rhea came to him. He said, it's none of your business what they talked about. Stop worrying about Judgment Day. Worrying about anything else in the world except Drew McIntyre taking that title from you. And then Drew basically just runs down what's happened to McIntyre over the last... Seth Rollins runs down about what happened to Drew McIntyre over the last 2 years. Last few years. And then Drew responds. He said, last time we had a world title match, I beat your ass. I don't need anyone to fight my battles. I don't need a Judgment Day. And all those matches you're talking about, the big matches I lost. If you did your tape study, you could see the constant interference, the mist to the eyes, low blows, and the bloodline. So Seth Rollins responds by telling Drew to shut up. Said, for God's sakes, you got to move on, man. The bloodline clearly moved on from you. He said, let me put this plainly to you, Drew, with all due respect. Get over it. So Drew says, you got thousands of people singing your theme song every week. Yeah, I had a catchy theme song. I could bring it back, but I don't need that crutch. He said that he achieved that dream in the main event of WrestleMania when he beat Brock Lesnar in 5 minutes. Nobody was there. It wasn't just tough times for the company, but we were in a worldwide pandemic, and we needed someone to show up, and Drew McIntyre stepped up. Missed moment after missed moment. By the time everyone was back, the moment passed. But I captured the lightning in the bottle second time. The UK, one-on-one against Roman Reigns with 50,000 people, where it all began. Who screwed me over? The bloodline. I'm sorry if I'm not getting over it so quick. But now is a third lightning in the bottle situation. You need to really think long and hard about how you're going to reinvent yourself for the 53rd time when I beat you and take the title from you at Crown Jewel. I was like, oh shit, that was great. And then Seth Rollins responds by saying, Drew, nobody understands you better than I do. I know how difficult it could be to get yourself back to the top of the mountain. I spent 4 years digging, fighting, and crawling to get back to the top of the mountain. But all I'm hearing from you right now is a bunch of excuses. You're pointing fingers, making excuses. And I promise you that's not going to get you anywhere. I'm going to beat you at Crown Jewel, and I promise you it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, because for the first time in a long time, you're going to have nobody to blame but yourself. And I was like, oh shit, I am so down for Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Let's go. Really, really good stuff there. I love that promo segment. That was a good promo segment. Great stuff. So I hope this will be a feud. Maybe we can, obviously start it at Crown Jewel and have it conclude at the Royal Rumble. I think that would be great, where you have Drew McIntyre go over. I like Rollins. Rollins is okay, but man, Rollins is insufferable as champion. I would love for Drew to be champion. I think that would be great to have a heel Drew McIntyre as champion. That's best for business. I'm so into that. So hopefully that does happen. Seth Rollins has had that title for, I want to say, maybe 4 or 5 months, I think. So they did Crown Jewel last time. So that was... darn it. I'm trying to remember when that was. I know we had another Crown Jewel. I can't remember when, but Seth Rollins has had the title for quite some time. But really good promo segment by those two guys. And I'm excited to see Drew McIntyre's heel turn. I can't wait. Next, we get a Bronson Reed vignette. Moving on. Logan Paul, he's going to confront Rey Mysterio on SmackDown this Friday. That'll be great. And he's also going to be returning on Raw next week. So that should be good. Next, Johnny Gargano versus Ludwig Kaiser. So, Kaiser gets the win with the help of Vinci. So, Kaiser wins with a modified DDT for the 1-2-3. But looks kind of nasty. So, I'm glad that Ludwig wins. Great stuff there. So, obviously, we're going for a DIY feud with Imperium. I'm fine with that. Sign me up. The only one I like from DIY is Tommaso Ciampa. Johnny Gargano, not so much. Moving on. So Becky Lynch lets Indy Hartwell know that she'll be getting her long-awaited NXT Women's title rematch after she talks to Adam Pearce. And then Becky has to stand up with Rhea Ripley. And then later on in the show, we see a stare down with Jade Cargill. We'll get to that. Moving on. So backstage, Drew McIntyre is not happy that Sami Zayn immediately forgave Jey Uso. Sami doesn't want to get in between what's going on with Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. Sami says that Drew McIntyre needs to put the bloodline stuff behind him. Jey Uso has done everything he can to show everybody that he's changed, but McIntyre is the only one who doesn't believe it. Sami can relate to McIntyre's frustrations. Drew says that Sami can't relate to him because he's never been a world champion. Sami will never be a world champion if he continues to be the good guy and trusting everybody he interacts with. Sami proceeds to challenge Drew McIntyre to a match next week. Drew says that he never backs down from a fight. Never backs down to a fight, and he accepts the challenge. So that's really good there. So I really do like that. I'm digging this, man. I'm really digging this stuff. Really good stuff. Next, Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler. So this is a no contest. So basically, Zoe Stark comes down. She cost Rhea the match. She hits Rhea with a roundhouse kick. And then there's like a brawl that ensues between Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, and Zoe Stark, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. So it's a brawl between those 5 women. Who cares? Zoe Stark stands tall. And I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck? Moving on. So Adam Pearce makes the Becky Lynch Indy Hartwell match official for next week. So Xia Li gets in Becky Lynch's face. Xia Li wants to know why Becky continues to duck her. Becky then gets introduced to Jade Cargill. Becky tells Jade to get in line, and Adam Pearce welcomes Jade to Monday Night Raw. I'm like, oh shit, let's go. Moving on. So Jackie Redmond, she had a backstage interview with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Jay says that Sami Zayn has a lot going through his head right now, but he's always got his back because that's his dog. Jackie is feeling Uso tonight. Cody Rhodes talks about maximizing opportunities. Cody says that one faction won't cast a shadow over the entire Raw brand. Differences aside, they're the perfect challengers. He wants to uphold the legacy of these tag titles with his guy Jey Uso. Cody tells Jay to say the word yeet. Good stuff there. Moving on. Next, Gunther versus Bronson Reed for the Intercontinental Championship. This match fucking ruled. This match kicked major ass. Really, really good stuff here. Gunther wins via the powerbomb for the 1-2-3. Great stuff there. Moving on. So, The Miz was backstage with Jackie Redmond. The Miz reminds Jackie that he's the most must-see WWE superstar. Miz is upset that he had to wait the 3rd hour of the show to be featured on the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. So Miz mentions that Adam Pearce should be fired. Nick Aldis should be the new general manager of Raw. Miz wants Adam Pearce to put respect on his name. Nia Jax comes in, snatches the microphone away from Jackie. Nia Jax says that everybody is hitting her with their best shot, but she's still standing. Nia Jax does the squashing on the red brand. Jackie says they were out of time for the interview as Miz was about to finish his original point. Moving on. So Rhea Ripley confronts Adam Pearce in his office. Pearce says that Rhea had her chance to take control of her division, but always ends up getting in endless chaos. Adam Pearce is going to make a statement by making Rhea defend her title in a fatal 5-way at Crown Jewel, involving Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, and Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler. And I'm just like, oh my God. So Rhea says she's going to eradicate them all. And I'm like, Moving on. So the Alpha Academy, they're going to battle the New Day next week. And Akira Tozawa shows off his hip swiveling skills. I'm like, oh my God, more bullshit. Moving on. So Gunther demands that Daniel Gargano get stretched out the bidding next week, and it's going to be Ludwig Kaiser's responsibility. Main event: Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus the Judgment Day for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. The Judgment Day get the win with the help of Jimmy Uso. So Jimmy comes through the crowd, super kicks Jey. This allows for Finn Balor to hit the coup de grace for the 1, 2, 3, and Judgment Day once again become tag team champions. And I'm fine with this. This actually does make sense per storyline. This can now give the Jimmy and Jey feud some much needed gas. And I still think that we're going to see Cody and Jey on SmackDown going forward. Just because they lost the tag titles, it doesn't really mean anything. Those guys are going to move to SmackDown anyway to finish their respective stories and feuds. But overall, Raw itself was okay. You know, I like the Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins promo. That was great. The Gunther and Bronson Reed match was solid. That was really good shit there. Everything else on the show was okay. You know, this was an okay episode of Monday Night Raw. But what did you guys think? Like, comment below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.